opponent, Hillary, would rather protect the offender than the victim. Big problem in our society. Hillary Clinton-backed policies are responsible for the problems in the inner cities today, and a vote for her is a vote for another generation of poverty, high crime, and lost opportunities. I care too much about my country to let this happen.
Hey America, this is Shirley Hussar, and I just want to thank you so much for being with us. You are with the African American Women Coalition for Donald Trump. We are here. We're here to set the record straight. You know, as we know, this is mega week because we're coming to the final week of this campaign, and we want to make it very clear that Make America Great Again, especially in African American communities, and Women for Trump. We are African American Women for Trump for the African American Coalition, so we're excited. We want to talk about several topics, and the first thing we're going to talk about today right now is the New Deal. Mr. Trump came out with a plan of action called the New Deal. That New Deal consists of safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs.
We have to have law and order, and you want, if they look suspicious or whatever, because this is how you're going to find out, you know, believe it or not, because the federal government don't know who these foreign people are that have infiltrated our country.
Hello.
So there has to be
That's
a way.
you have to be
stop.
vetted.
You have to be. You have to be. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Well,
it is what
Stop
it
and
is.
Frisk instituted too in New York, where it came out at, and what they did here that they and blacks. People in the community, they're the ones initially wanted that. They wanted a lot of the gang members and stuff stopped, and a lot of the crime went down when they instituted this stop and frisk. Now, hate to say this about our people, but we have 3% of the population. You take out the older people, take out the younger people, things like that. 3% of the population, with mostly our African American males, are committing 50% of the crime. Okay, so it was instituted for a reason, and a lot of blacks wanted into the community. So you set a certain profile, you got stopped. Okay, now some people said it was right, some people didn't say it was wrong, but crime went down probably 40, 50, 60% when that was instituted, and when they took that off, crime shot up again.
Wow.
But it saved a lot of people, especially in New York under Juliana, with stop and frisk. And like I said, they want to try to institute again. Some people said it was racism, but it stopped thousands of black kids from being killed because they stopped them before they got to the crime.
It's going to be different, and if it seems to.
And I agree with that. Sorry, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
And I agree with that. What you're saying, and just like what Sheikh Khalid was saying about how, you know, the illegal immigrants coming over here, and I just thought about that, and I said, wow, you know, we can take things and internalize them how we choose to.
Right.
And instead of, we need to take our emotions out of it. And we need to stop thinking as individual and think as community, think as a whole and everyone. And think about the people, like you said, who lost their mother, their sons or daughters to an illegal immigrant crime. So if we did have a law and order such as a stop and frisk in place, I was thinking, wow, you know, how interesting. And let me put myself in that mother's shoes and say, you know, well, if that law had been in place and there was a, you know, anyone for that matter who had a weapon, a gun or whatnot, and was getting ready to come and inflict harm on my child, or they're crossing paths with this person, and they did look suspicious, but the cop had to kind of keep going because they didn't want to, you know, run the risk of, you know, having a charge of anything against them that was wrong, or, you know, are not constitutional, but
you know, but
they were too late. Because
absolutely,
they were too late because they didn't do it.
But African Americans look at it as harassment, basically. Being profiled.
Racial profiling.
Yeah, racial profiling.
And not to say that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
It does happen. And it's a very real thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? You also have to take it back to reverse psychology, too. You know, because a lot of times these bad cops or these particular, you know, officials who are in this position, a lot of times it's not even about me stopping and frisking you. It's about me having some type of control. It's about me having showing a display, some type of power over you. And when you take that away by making it a law that I can legally stop you and frisk you, guess what? It takes the fun out of it. It takes the control back and says, hey, well, you know, legally you guys can do that, so you're not doing anything because it's a law. But if it wasn't there, it is like, yeah, let me just stop this,
and I would say that
whatever,
what would make it also the newer deal is that these police officers now have to wear cameras.
Right.
And so where before they weren't wearing cameras.
Okay.
So now they're wearing cameras and they will be, you know, held a little bit.
And you're never going to get it done if we just stay politically correct.